But first, did Sacramento County leaders misuse $180 million in federal COVID-19 relief funds? A year-long investigation just released by the Sacramento County grand jury is leading to new concerns.
Yep, that's right, Chris. And ABC 10's Giacomo Luca got his hands on that report and is here tonight to break it all down for us. And he's live from the Sacramento County Administration Building. Giacomo, what are some of the claims?
Well, essentially, it all comes down to this. Back in 2020, the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors was facing a projected $170 million budget shortfall and a use it or lose it clause with federal CARES Act funding. Essentially, county leaders chose to float that funding to essentially cover the shortfall, as well as use that CARES Act money with a plan to somehow swap it out later. A decision was made again back in 2020, and that's when the grand jury received a report from a citizen complaint. That's what sparked this investigation about the use of those funds. And I want to make clear tonight that the grand jury investigation that came out today is not citing any specific legal wrongdoing, but it is calling into question whether or not county leaders were good stewards of that money.
So what we have done here is we stabilized our budget. We're still responding to the public health emergency if there's something that's needed.
Federal CARES Act dollars could be used for public safety, but shifting nearly 80% of the $180 million in COVID relief funds to support the sheriff's office drew major criticism amid the ongoing pandemic in August 2020.
We have $180 million to achieve containment to meet this public health emergency, but we do not have containment. We have a disease spread without the data and the staff to attack it.
Now it's a focal point for the Sacramento County grand jury's latest investigation, which claims decisions made were to benefit county coffers rather than the health of county residents, citing that leaders didn't make a plan and claims funds were later transferred back, a move they consider confusing at best. Community activist Barry Axius with Voice of the Youth says we're now dealing with the consequences of an outcry that fell on deaf ears.
So now that we're dealing with a own epidemic in gun violence, now we're dealing with homelessness to an all-time high. Now we're dealing with unemployment at an all-time high. You kind of see where we could have filled in the blanks.
Now the grand jury's calling for an independent audit of the county's CARES Act spending. Sacramento County's board is expected to respond within 60 days.
Who loses is the communities that needed the money.
Now, earlier I spoke with Sacramento County Board Supervisor Don Natoli, who was directly involved with that decision, and he tells me the attempt there was to preserve funding, and he believes there was no wrongdoing by the board. In fact, he says he believes they are acting in the best interest of all residents in Sacramento County.
This is a developing story. Of course, stay with us for updates. Here are Giacomo Luca live tonight with the update.